So, let me demonstrate how they would do our dicks accidentally fell in his ass. They would claim, you're laughing, but that's how it was. They would pretend to do anal cavity searches and then their dicks would just accidentally fall in.
I was laughing because it's...
Anyway, you know how they do. They first, and then they'd try to open your asshole up a little before shoving their hand up in there. Then their dicks would just accidentally fall in too. With my father perjuring himself in front of Foxwood, Wood and Estel, Donald and Debbie, Bobby Gollenstein apparently, with me bringing drugs home from school, no. My sister was a fucking pot-smoking drunk by the time she was a junior in high school. Just ask Nathan Pickrell. Let Nathan lie about it. Pretty boy looked good in nothing but his jersey, too. Just like Milton Brindley Jr. Let him lie about it. So huge thank you to Mr. Wins and Mr. Boggs for making my life hell. All because of a bunch of fucking perverts. I'd like to press charges against Sam Bavard for calling me butthurt. As a rape survivor, I didn't find that very goddamn amusing. Especially with his ties to the Kehoe trespassing rape barn. Subpoena the Facebook goddamn posts. Human trafficking from Facebook in Kentucky, coming up. They want to sit and censor people for talking about it. Well, go right ahead. There are other platforms to discuss it. Wham! Oh well. So let me tell you more about Chaplain Powell's rapey, drug-peddling family. It's only cannabis. While it might be illegal for a person to consume cannabis in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the clergy, the chaplain for the brass ring, making sure that cannabis was laced with something, is a felony. So Oldham and Jefferson counties, you don't have a clue. Screw you. Flashing back to stand up and place your hands behind you. So let me tell you about Levi Henderson and their goddamn drug sales and his goddamn ties to Texas. And the Rankin family. And Scott Poe and that rapey shit with Murderview. Oh well. And then let me tell you about Pumpelly Plantation, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kentucky, and Sandy Pumpelly, nurse, and a magnum-sized condom. Now correct me if I'm wrong, I believe I can read. If the law enforcement are not going to do anything except play along, you better bet I'm going to risk my goddamn life. Next time I invite you to dinner, you probably shouldn't say no. That's not what this is about. However, you shouldn't say no. I cordially invited you to dinner on me to discuss a few things like adults do. You said no. So enjoy the goddamn public broadcast of it. As I said, I tried to be diplomatic about everything, only to have it bitch slapped back in my face at every turn. And I didn't speak to Mr. Pumpelly that much for a goddamn reason, Bonnie. Kenton, I don't know. He's at least 8 inches, maybe 8.5, thicker than me. Like I said, I've always been jealous of men who are girthier. Cool tattoo on his left thigh. Aflax ribcage tattoo. Cool. One of the Dead Sea Scrolls that we haven't discovered yet. Like I said, if his fleshlight is pink, I don't want to remember anything else. Especially concerning Deputy Devon. So my forgiveness for putting people on blast like you all do me. People claiming that caffeine is causing your symptoms. Cannabis is causing your symptoms. Nicotine's causing them. They've been there ever since I was bludgeoned, totally undocumented in the medical file as far as I can remember, to my knowledge. So, your all's theory, while it might ring true, could, and would, it doesn't. You triggering me and me having severe tics, thank you. That's your liability. So shall I talk more about Kenton and Tucker in the cabin? God only knows what happened that one night my sunglasses got torn up. I don't remember much other than feeling a big dick in me. I will not stand for this goddamn hypocrisy, I'll tell you that much. You said that Maha Casas, yes, that's called coercion. Not to mention the hazing and entrapment that those sick pieces of shit wanted on me. You will do what we tell you, so that if I ever did come forward with my rape story, well, look what we have on you. Yes, as I said, if I have to go down, so fucking be it. Just like with Miranda, isn't that copyright infringement? Isn't that? Your mom watches you masturbate. Let me tell you more about Nick and Whitney and their goddamn drugs in U.S. Bank, Taylor and Karen and their goddamn ties to the fucking child porn productions, etc. Let me tell you more about Cassandra Manning Patterson and why she and Kathleen were behind closed doors that day. Nobody needs to know about Chris and what he does in his private life. You could cause our family trouble. Oh, really? Really? So, when I can cause your family's trouble, it's a concern. When you all cause me so much duress that I try to kill myself, that's my fault. Grow the fuck up. Oh well. So with Donna and her larger friends coming around, we're under martial law, this is this, that is that, hooray. You know who I'm talking about, those pictured with her and Deshays that time. So let me tell you about Donna and tampons at bad little boys' butts because we're under martial law and all this other sick shit. Tammy Cluxton in the Brown County dumbass hotel. And Freddie and DP&L. Yes, I remember Stockton ejaculating on my face. One of those times that it was off the books. At the Wood residence. Then they would pretend, honestly, oh, you know, massages, how, you know, the therapist has to go in there and release that muscle. Yeah, right. You know, hitting that one gland to release lower body tension. Yeah, right. That was thicker than a finger. Just like Debbie. Don't lie to me. Do you remember when your tonsils exploded? Wham! So let me tell you about Debbie putting in big titty bitch porn during break time with kids. Bonnie flashing her goddamn tits. Sharon Christie and her big dick kid. It's not my fault he was alone with me. His exact statement that night, because, you know, I was on opiate-based pain management and he was apparently having a little bit of fun, was, I've got a big dick. And I thought, really? I wouldn't mind finding out. Just like with Kevin Murphy. You have a thick dick, huh? I wouldn't mind seeing it anyway. Again. Oh well. Never dial 911. Call Maysville Dispatch instead. Oh. They didn't want to have to explain their rape culture game to outsiders. All the while having their insiders in state. Just like with the Bavards being so gracious to offer, calling in their friends. With faculty and law enforcement saying, Seth Bavard said that never happened. No thank you, Sam, Rivana, and Seth. If I decide to go forward, I definitely don't want to talk to anyone associated with you. No offense. They shot you in self-defense. Yeah, right. So isn't it amusing that I don't remember? The last thing I remember in the ambulance that day was passing the stockyards and then waking up in the hospital and it being nighttime. So let me tell you about excessive force, them slamming jaws shut because people saying things they didn't want to hear, didn't want to report, why I tried to kill myself because of Mason County Sheriff's Department and Bob Trivey's hand in child sex trafficking and child porn productions. Foxwood Wood and Estill was representing them. Let me tell you, due to the mental duress inflicted by Comprehend and being raped by their family members, the mental health people brought in to take those falsified bullshit statements, that's called fraud. It's criminal, not civil. Wham! Oh well. At what age did my mother poison me with bleach? I was about 8, for singing, and because I was a faggot. The Kentucky State Police marked it as unintentional. Oh well. Oh, well, you have to testify to what you've told us. Yeah, right. Just like Stocky and Bobby used to do off the record. Yeah, right. Surprisingly, Bobby's dick's not bigger. The pool's just one thing. That was innocent enough. I'm pretty sure his shorts accidentally came down. All the while, people telling me drug addiction was not a disability. These skull fractures, what in the fuck do you call those? From you fucking rapey pieces of shit. I will not tolerate that language. Grow up. Medical fraud on Patty Positek. Fraudulently notating oximeter readings. Me calling it. That oximeter says her O2 saturation's at 88. All the batteries are low. Then get up off your fucking ass and go get 2 new ones. Oh well. Obviously, Mr. Boggs' wife's company that she works for doesn't want to see people live who can testify against them. Oh well. We saw you. Yeah, right. Oh, trying to sit down to pee, and they claim, well, you're a threat to yourself. We have to follow you everywhere. Yeah, that's how I got raped all the goddamn time, including vaginas smashed on my face. But thanks for playing along. I'd like to file a report against those goddamn sick pieces of shit, too. Like I said, oh, well, he's a threat to himself. We have to go to the bathroom with him. And that's how I got raped. Penises going in my anal cavity, my mouth, and vaginas being set on my face. African American vaginas at that, sometimes. So, no fucking thank you. Trying to take a leak. I can't remember if I took my water pill today or not, to be perfectly honest. I think I did. Just another lovely form of dementia, increased by those stupid-ass fucking disassociating drugs. prescribed by fucking judicial and law enforcement, or at least ordered, maybe not prescribed, because they don't want to talk about their activities. You know, they're above the law, according to them. Like I stated, I met with Joe Pfeffer and Phil Day just one of the times. Phil Day assured me he would keep the conversation confidential. I don't give a goddamn if you tell Patrick Boggs what I have to say about him. To be perfectly honest, why would I? Just like I don't give a damn about you talking about me discussing the Fulton case and how disgusting that was. Just like I don't care about you talking about the Shoemaker case and using Christ Hospital after I had been sexually assaulted by one of their fucking doctors. You all know where to send them, don't you? So when I say I tried to kill myself because of people who didn't give a goddamn, you better believe it. I tried to fucking talk about it. Starting with Charlotte Wentz, all the way up to Susie Hull. Self-defense, gay panic defense, blah, blah, blah. So let me tell you why I tried to kill myself. Or shall I describe more cops' crotches in more detail? Ryan Hull's not completely shaven from what I remember. Smoothie is, or he was. You were doing this to your parents. Yeah, right. Now shall I talk about disciplined Wesleyan men again? Oh well. So Debbie and Jacob, now in Colorado. Oh well. They always had access to the good clean shit, you know, working for her. Not me. I was stuck with Lisa Williams, whatever her fucking last name is now, and her street people. All the while interjecting myself into the Mason County Maysville City Employees group to find out exactly what was going on. They were growing their own shit hydroponically, along with certain families importing more of it. And then other families were bringing in other shit to lace it. Well, the cannabis, so sticky that it had been dipped in molasses with no trichomes on it, laced with opiates. The cannabis that felt like it had been dried out in the desert for 100 years, laced with amphetamines. As I said, if I have to fucking go down telling this goddamn story, I will. 'Cause I have the balls to do it. Now, shall I talk about Kelly Clark and Mr. Underwood's hand in that goddamn lacing of the fucking cannabis? And their employees' hands in it. The Moonlight bartending MCDC guards slipping shit in people's drinks. Then having MPD harass us. I committed suicide because of their rape culture. Oh well. Shall I go back into Van Ingram, his federal law enforcement officials and narcotics officers, parishioners of the Wesleyan Church, allowing a K-9 unit to sodomize me anally, as well as shoving my face in its crotch? Oh well. I guess that's all totally legal, you know. Just interrogation or something. For a kid. Just another faggot. that wouldn't keep their mouth shut on the down low. I was told that I always had my warm butthole to pay for things if I needed to. Just like with Lisa Williams' dumbass message of sex sells. I killed myself because of that. Thank you. Along with the Cassis family, driving past our house non-stop to their farm in Lewis County. So shall I talk about the fucking heroin and the disgusting rapey ties to Midview? Go to hell. Only for people like Debbie to come up pinching me like the pervert she is. How conscious are you? You put your trails in a trance or something. Screw you. Putting in big titty bitch porn during break time with their first kids. They kept it in that stupid handmade cherry thing Donald built next to the fireplace. Or shall I tell you more about Taylor and Karen's goddamn hand in this sex shit? Yes, Debbie Lynn. Showing and giving children pornography. Oh well. Just like Bonnie flashing her tits. Nanette just lifted her shirt up, flashing her chest for some reason. Oh well. So yeah, I do have a unique perspective, Colonel Jordan Palmer, just not on your all's area. Whereas you like looking pretty for the camera and crying about your cancer for the 4th time and your insurance not covering real bone implant. Well, boo fucking who. My Humira that was $96,000 a year. My hormone replacement therapy, my physical therapy that they denied. Yeah, oh well. So, Donald Wood, another Kentucky colonel, child porn, hazing. Kenneth Werline, another Kentucky colonel. Myron Flower, another Kentucky colonel. Let me tell you about Myron Flower, the sexual assaults in Brown County, the heroin and the hazing there. And need I remind you, at whoever's apartment we were at that night in Fayette County, I think it was yours, Jordan Palmer, bitching about me taking a pain pill prescribed to me and then having a beer out of your refrigerator? Oh well. You asked me to join your board for no goddamn reason other than my name. You didn't give a damn about me going through my health condition, instead pointing it out as a problem. So fuck being a goddamn board member on your shit with your tax-exempt donations. Oh well. Like I said, If my illness was cancer, it would be viewed differently. Oh, poor Jordan, poor Jordan. Cancer returned for the 4th time. Oh well. I'll pray for you. Or shall I talk more about Brandon Combs, now out in the Midwest, who was also on the board, remember? And Sean Mason? You remember them, don't you? Or do you have paraneoplastic syndrome? Brandon Combs was trying to turn me into a bottom for that group of men. You best believe that, honey. Board member, Kentucky Equality Federation and Marriage Equality Kentucky. Colonel Jordan Palmer's tax-exempt companies, organizations, whatever. Back when I was a kid, 2004, they were trying to turn me into a bottom, a new bottom for them in their fraternal organization. So get fucked. Oh well. And there's the truth on Colonel Jordan Palmer and his crew. Oh well.